I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have no idea what the fuck to do for an intro. You know what? That was perfect. That's gonna be the fucking intro. Welcome, hi, I'm BreakTheVices. Welcome to the 1,000 subscriber. I don't know where I'm supposed to look for this. I'm gonna look right at you guys. Hi. On a more serious note, this is the 1,000 subscriber Q&A video where I'm gonna answer all your amazing questions. Oh boy, I got a lot more than I expected, and that's not a lie. So before we dive into the plethora of awesome questions, I want to say thank you to every single one of you. Seriously, I did not expect to get to 1,000 subscribers, to be honest. This is absolutely incredible. Your support is unreal. I did not imagine that so many of you amazing people would stop by and actually give me the time of day, and that really means a lot, and I'm not just saying that, I really do mean it. Thank you. Question 1, here we go. Are you guys fucking ready? Oh, I am. I'm gonna look to the right because my questions are there. That's why I'm looking to the right. You probably didn't ask that, but hey, I told you. Okay. What is your favorite video game? Medal of Honor Rising Sun. I had to think about this probably more than any other question in this entire list, and I want to throw it first because I feel like it's a question a lot of you may be wondering, but it was very close between Medal of Honor Rising Sun and Frontlines, but Rising Sun edged out because of two main things. First off, Rising Sun and Frontlines are fantastic fucking games. They came out for the PS2, and I was a huge PS2 kid growing up. So many memories, but the Pearl Harbor level on Rising Sun, it still sticks with me today. It was a level I played over and over again. It was fantastic in every way. It showed just the gruesomeness of that entire fucking event. It was tragic, but that level stuck with me. And the multiplayer, I don't even know if Medal of Honor Rising Sun had online multiplayer, but during the summer, my cousin and I would play countless hours of Rising Sun, the local co-op multiplayer where you'd fight the other bots and shit. Oh my god, the Well Rod. The Well Rod was fantastic. The campaign was fantastic. Favorite game of all time. Question 2. We're rolling now. I'm getting the hang of this. We had one question. What is the first game you ever played? Croc for PS1. I believe that's at least what I remember. If any of you have played the PS1, Croc was a big fucking game, and my sister actually owned the PS1, but she never fucking played it because she was my sister. I don't really know what it was about that game, but at a really young age, it came out in 97. I was born in 94, so I didn't play it when I was 3 years old. For fuck's sake, that'd be crazy. But it was one of the first games I ever played, and my sister was like, oh, you gotta try this game, because she enjoyed it. She was, I think, oh my god, she was 4 years older than me, I think. I hope I'm right, or, oh, that wouldn't be good. Anyways, that was a great game. The cartooniness of it stuck with me. Spyro was another one of my first games. Holy shit, the nostalgia. Question 3. These intros to questions are going to get fucking weird, and you're going to like it, I hope. What is your favorite FPS war game of all time? Medal of Honor Rising Sun, but right now, it honestly is a tie between Verdun and Red Orchestra. They're both fantastic. I can play them forever. They're great. I love the tactical realism games right now. I always have, really, but they're both fantastic in their own way, so I really can't choose a winner between those two, but all time, Rising Sun. Question 4. Okay, this is getting old. I do really like this question, though. How do you fit work, games, and editing into your daily routine? Sounds like a lot of work, mate. Thank you, Kendry. Oh, Kendi. Oh, I'm going to butcher so many names, and I apologize. It's tough. It is. I typically work from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., but since I live in Hoboken, oops, I just answered a question early, I live in New Jersey, and I work in New York City, so I commute in, so it's like a 40-minute deal back and forth, so really I'm away from my house computer from 9 a.m. or so until around 8 p.m., so it's tough, but mainly I try and record most of the videos that you guys see on the weekends, and I edit them on the weekends and throughout the week. So really most of my time on the weekends is me playing fucking video games because I love video games and recording those videos and editing them for you guys. It is a good bit of work, but I fucking love it. So I really don't consider it work. It's a blast making these videos for you guys, and I genuinely enjoy it, and that is why I do what I do. And this is kind of a segue into the next question. I'm attempting to do segues here, so it's not so many jump cuts. Yeah, here we go. Okay. All right. You from the future, are there any games other than the ones you're already playing that you're thinking of playing on your channel? Yes, the Steam sale is ending, well, it ended yesterday. Fuck! But I did pick up a handful of games on there, and I picked up the Brothers in Arms complete pack for like $5. I bought like $80 worth of games. I fucking love the Steam sale, but I really want to start upping the videos I upload per week to more than 4. Another segue. How many videos do you upload a week? 4 currently. But going back to the last question, I'm making this editing a nightmare for myself. I'm really trying to up the 4 uploads a week to 5 or 6 because I really want to do some Let's Plays of older, nostalgic World War II shooters. Rising Sun will be one of them once I get a console that can run that. But other games like the original Call of Duty, Brothers in Arms, and even just other games in general. I picked up a handful. I have a lot in my Steam library, but I don't want to cut down on the Verdun and the Red Orchestras because they're my favorite games and you guys love those videos. So I'm not going to cut down on those. So I want to try and upload more and more variety because you guys want that. I want it. Yeah, it's getting weird. I apologize. Moving on to some personal stuff. What state are you from? From Harold O'Keefe. Keefe. Oh wait, this was a double question. Some of you guys asked the same question, so I'm going to throw them in together for the sake of time, even though this is already going on way longer than I expected. Secretary of all things pleasurable. That's a great fucking name. Where are you from? So I'm from Central PA, a really rural town in Central PA of probably 1,000 people or less. It was a very, very different experience growing up because, another segue, what's your first name and where do you live? Because I currently live in Hoboken, New Jersey, and I work in New York City. So Hoboken is a fantastic big town feel, but it's not like a city because I came from such a rural area that I don't think I could have made it in the city right away. I think I would have lost my mind with all the noise and other city things, and I like silence a lot. The sound of silence. And my first name is Ryan. It's not fucking Brian, it's Ryan with an R, R-Y-A-N. All you other Ryans out there may be 1 or 2 or 50, I don't fucking know. Whenever I try to say, oh, what's your name? I'm Ryan, nice to meet you. Oh, Brian? It's fucking Ryan. I've kind of lost track of the number of questions I'm on, so question 9. What do you do for work? Castellimpa, you've been here a while. You're the man. I probably butchered your name. I'm a front-end web developer. I do the codes, all that fun stuff. I did try and organize these questions a little bit, so the next handful of questions are Verdun specific. I just did something with my hand that made no sense. But anyways, what's your favorite Verdun weapon and rifle? I'd have to say the Kar 98. I had to think about this one as well, mainly because it was a gun that has stayed the same across the massive Horrors of War update, and I'm super comfortable with it. Honorable mentions, Reich's revolver is fantastic. I rage with it a lot, but it's fucking fun to use. The trench gun, oh, that last video I put up, that trench gun is ridiculous. Current state trench gun gets my fucking approval. And Lee Metford, I like the iron sights on that. Mauser 1889, that's pretty good. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Anal Chemist, I'm butchering your name on purpose because there's a little joke there. What's your favorite, God, I'm losing it. Who's your favorite Verdun player other than yourself? Anyone who charges the fucking trench, because that's cool. I'm not gonna cut here. For the Q&A, what's your favorite squad and why? Oh shit. I was expecting to be able to answer this right off the top of my head, but I didn't know the name exactly. I'm sorry, but it's the Alpenjägers and the British equivalent because the 2 forward spawn points is fantastic. I am a guy who tries to get most time spent in an enemy trench every single game. I love charging the trench. Forward spawn points and not having to run across no man's land like mad is a fucking plus in my book, and it has a Kar 98, which, going back, is my favorite rifle. Gimp Gaming asks, do you think there should be a Verdun campaign? Yes and no. Yes, I would love to have a Verdun campaign because I think it'd be fantastic, and I haven't experienced a good World War I shooter campaign, I don't think ever, but I really want the developers, I know it's a small team, so I really want them to put all their focus on the multiplayer because the multiplayer can be even more phenomenal than it already is. So yes and no. That's the first yes and no answer I think I gave. Can I transition? Is Verdun your favorite FPS? Yes, I can. I can answer this one. Do you think it's a competitive game? Shit, I missed the second part of the question. I'd have to say right now it's a tie between Verdun and Red Orchestra 2. And I do think Verdun's competitive. I personally treat it as like this fun, competitive hybrid because I like to fucking win, and you guys know that. I get invested in what I play, but it's also a really fun fucking game. Like running, just going through the trench, bashing people with the shovel, which I've done maybe once. Don't know why I use that as an example, but just the trench warfare is the gameplay. It's kind of derpy in some moments, but it's hilarious. The tactical nature of it too is competitive. So I'd say it's a fun competitive experience. We're getting nowhere fast through these. Farkas Zasalt. Beard. Landon Kilchutz asks, have you ever played paintball or airsoft? Yes, not much though, but I have. So, funny story. There was this one time we were doing like airsoft and paintball together. It was just like 4 of us, and we weren't super serious about it. So we were just like running around our yard playing airsoft versus paintball. I think we had like one dude had an airsoft, one dude had a paintball on each team. It was a blast until the end because I had an airsoft gun and I was going after one of my cousins who had a paintball gun, and I was wearing sweatpants. Bad mistake, and I got shot 10 feet away in the crotch. It was great. Fantastic. Robbie Mills asked, when, not if. Thank you. You become a much larger channel. Will you ever host a server of some sort on one of your favorite games? Red Orchestra Q&A. Yes, that is something that I really want to do sooner rather than later. I want to have a fucking server on Red Orchestra on, well, I don't think I can do that in Verdun. Yeah, I can't do it in Verdun, I don't think. But Red Orchestra, yes, I think it'd be fun as fuck to have 64 of us playing Red Orchestra, Rising Storm, Heroes of the West, and we could actually do like these random fucking, like, oh, you have to charge whenever you spawn, you can't sit back. Some random rules like that would be kind of fun, but yes, to answer your question, I would love to do something like that sooner rather than later. Pills Gaming, shit. Do you have any tips for non-English speaking beginning YouTubers? First off, I love this question, by the way. I wouldn't count not speaking English as a bad thing because there are a ton of English speaking YouTubers, me being one of them. But for tips, I would focus on 100% focus on playing games that you enjoy. You probably hear this from other people, but seriously, if you watch somebody and they don't enjoy the game, at least for me, I think that's kind of boring and miserable because it's like, oh, I'm watching some guy force himself to play a game for his YouTube channel, but he doesn't enjoy it. Now, there are some games that make me rage, but as a whole, I really love the game, and those are the kind of games I like to play. So play the games you enjoy 100%. I started off playing games that I enjoyed. I continuously did, and even though I really didn't get anyone to watch back then, I found Verdun. I loved it, started recording that, and we're here. Same thing with Red Orchestra. But yeah, don't think that since you don't speak English that sounded really bad. I hope it didn't. But don't think that's a hindrance. It really isn't. You can create a huge community in like a niche environment, if that makes sense. So play what you love, enjoy it, and be fucking awesome. Ooh, Man of Panzer asks, it took me about 5 times to say that name. I don't know why. I'm slurring my speech already. What gave you the idea to grow that long, sexy beard? It's not very long, but to answer the question, I really don't know, to be honest. No, I'm fucking itching my beard. Yeah, freshman year of college, I was clean shaven up until freshman year of college near the end. And I was like, I need a change in my life. And one of my like role models and idols, still to this day, Corey Taylor, singer for Slipknot and Stone Sour, he had a beard at the time, so I'm like, I can fucking do that. So I grew a beard. I could always grow a beard, but I just didn't for some reason. What a mistake, huh? But I don't really know why I grew. I just kind of did. I needed to change. And I actually, funny story, there was this one job that I was going to work in a summer a couple years ago. It was waiting tables and doing some kind of cooking stuff. And like, okay, well, I keep fucking hitting the microphone. They offered me the job to be the waiter, and they're like, okay, so you're gonna have to shave your beard. You can have a mustache. I was like, a fucking mustache. But I didn't take the job because I had to shave my beard. That's what it means to me. God damn it. I'm in it for life. Zeraiski88. Might have butchered that. Do you play CSGO? If so, can we expect any videos in the future? Currently, no. I have played CSGO in the past, not a lot, maybe like 10 hours. It's fun, but right now there are so many games I want to play, and I just don't really have the time to invest to get good at CSGO because that is a fucking struggle. But in the future, I definitely want to play CSGO. It can kind of be like a journey from shit to not so shit. Jennifer Mackey asks, what sports do you like? Did you play any when you were a kid? I don't know what the pause was for there, but I love American football. I know a lot of people don't, but I grew up playing American football. I also grew up playing soccer, basketball, and then in high school, I played football and track and field. So football, oh, I just love it. I love watching it. I love playing it. There was a camaraderie there that just, it's fantastic. I love it. I love all kinds of other sports too, but the only one I really watch anymore is football, and yeah, that's about it. I did get some questions about my PC setup, so I have the exact specs over here. I honestly don't know them off the top of my head. That's probably a sin among the PC community. I'm sorry. I'm PC for life, but I don't know my specs. Here we go. Okay, are you ready for this? I actually wrote, are you ready for this in the script? That's fantastic. Well done, me. So CPU is an i5 4690K. It's overclocked, I think, 4.1 gigahertz, I believe. Motherboard, ASRock Fatality Z97 Killer. Ooh, what a name there. 8 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance RAM, because it wouldn't be anything fucking else. I don't know, but RAM. 1 terabyte hard drive, 120 gigabyte SSD. Don't know where I'm looking anymore. Things are happening. And cases of Corsair 550D, as in dick. GTX 770 is my GPU. I've had it for about 2 years. Built it with a friend of mine because I was freaking out. I'm like, I don't want to build this and break it. So I'm in the market for upgrading, and I can't wait to upgrade. It's a little loud, but man, she's been through it all. I just like touched it and the lights went out for a split second. Did you see that? I hope you did. That was fantastic. Thompson asks, are you an enthusiast of World War I, World War II, or simply like this genre of games? Yes, I love the genre of games, and I am an enthusiast of the games because they were the big time shooter games growing up. Medal of Honor, the original Call of Duties. It's just, those were the games I kind of grew up playing, and even my first multiplayer game, I didn't get high-speed internet to play online multiplayer until COD 4, but it was like right at the end of COD 4, so World at War was the game, and zombies on that, everything. World War I was kind of a recent thing. Verdun, I just fell in love with Verdun. I didn't play any World War I games growing up, but the campaigns on the older World War II shooter games are just fantastic, and they will stick with me till the day I die because I grew up with them and they were great. Are you going to play Battlefield 1? Clicks asks, yes. You said you want to play more World War I games. Would you do a walkthrough of Valiant Hearts? I would, if you guys would like to see that. I did watch another YouTuber play parts of it, not all of it. It was only like the first few parts, but I did see the ending and I cried. So maybe if you guys really want to see it, I'd be down too because it looked fantastic. Brad asks, what's your favorite sport and what kind of vehicle do you drive? American football, and I drove a 2004 Toyota Corolla, one of the two, silver. Of fucking course it was silver, and I don't really have a car up where I live now, but oh man, living big with a 2003 Corolla, baby. Woo! Okay, so in the middle point here, or wherever this is in the video, I have gotten some questions about the political race and Brexit. So again, I'm not gonna tell who I'm voting for, or ooh, was Brexit a good thing or a bad thing, but I am gonna give you my opinion, and I'm gonna read off a script here because I don't want to fuck something up here, okay, and say something I don't want to say. So here we go. Political views. I'm stalling because I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to start reading. Okay. I do a very... Okay, fuck the fucking script. Okay. So I grew up, and my parents instilled strong political views in me. Not necessarily one way or the other, but they always told me that you have the right to vote, and it was something that just from them saying that, I always knew that, okay, this is fucking serious stuff, and unfortunately a lot of people don't even think of it that way, and that pisses me off. My mom always said, like, if you don't vote and you can vote, you can't bitch about what the fuck's going on because you didn't use your fucking vote. But anyways, for the political race, I did vote, and I voted for who I believe is the next president of the United States, and it's the person that is going to protect this country, the United States of America, and is going to lead this country forward. That's all I'm going to say. What is your opinion on Brexit? That was my attempt at a UK accent. That fucking failed. Thought it'd be fitting because it's a Brexit question, but okay. I don't live in the UK, obviously. And I don't want to sound like some dude who knows what the fuck is right and what the fuck is wrong. But Britain voted to be a sovereign and an independent nation. And I feel like the initial market crash that happened and the pound declining was mainly a result of people who wanted to stay. And they said, oh my God, if we leave the EU, it's Armageddon, the world's going to fucking end. And that did not help the fact that the markets were going to crash. And then there's tinfoil theories about, oh, the rich did it. But the sum of everything, and I don't want to say something I don't mean to say, the UK is a strong fucking nation. They were in the EU, and they're going to be a strong fucking nation outside the EU. That's all I'm going to say. We're moving on. This is taking longer than I expected. Fluffy, how are your studies and career plans, if you're willing to discuss that? Well, yes. In the future, I will do a video in depth on my experience with college, but I've gone for 3.5 years. I'm studying a major that's information science so it's like kind of a tech degree, but the job I landed as a front-end web developer, I was mainly self-taught, and I didn't learn a ton of those skills in college, and it cost a lot more than teaching myself, so I don't want to say something that I do. There's going to be a separate video for this. But to sum it up, I went to college for 3.5 years and studied a basic kind of tech degree, and I mainly taught myself to land my job. Michael? QA, your most embarrassing school moment, or what would be your perfect video game? Most embarrassing school moment is when Call of Duty Black Ops came out. This kind of isn't embarrassing, it's kind of my most glorious, if you want to say that, my moment in the sun. But Black Ops just came out, the dolphin dive. We all know the dolphin dive. If you don't, but I remember there was a football practice and we were all waiting around. It was during the winter. That really doesn't mean anything, but we were on the first story, and we have these windows that people can fit out of. And I said, you know what? If I dolphin dive out this window, will you respect me? And they're like, yeah. So someone held up the window and I'm like, whoop. I just dove right the fuck out and I got detention for it. Why? Because the exact words were, you don't know what could have been under that snow. And I'm like, what? A fucking landmine? No. Perfect video game. Shit, this is a fucking hard one. I'm just gonna say what comes off the top of my head right away. A massive scale version of Red Orchestra 2 Rising Storm that's like 300v300, just fucking madness. Incredible campaign, smooth as fuck. This is like everybody's dream game that watches this channel at least. That, yeah, great campaign, a great World War II campaign. I need one of those in my life, and just massive scale multiplayer. That's my perfect game, damn it. Sergio asked, boobs or butt? Butt. A random string of numbers and a letter asks, which front do you want added to the game next? He says the Italian front, and I have to agree with you, the Italian front. Fucking Zab, hey bae, do you love me? Of course, man. We need to play soon. God damn it. I haven't seen you killing people. That sounds fucked. But in Verdun, of course. Casta coming in with a double question. To you, what's a perfect day? Ooh, 60-some degrees, cool breeze, windows open, like a giant door that's open in this room. This imaginary room that we're all in right now. Sunny, breezy. I already said all that shit. Mid-60s. I'm repeating myself, but I need to paint the picture vividly here. Beer, ooh, Yingling lager, and just video games. High-speed internet, Game of Thrones. I'm not going to attempt to say your first name, but Commando. Are you excited for the Days of War, Battalion 1944, or Battlefield 1? All of them, definitely. And War of Rights, the Civil War game. Dude, there's going to be so many shenanigans in our fucking battalion. It's going to be incredible. Joey asks, what was your childhood like? Q&A. It was great. I am extremely grateful to have such amazing, loving parents that I do, and they instilled a lot of values in me that I take with me to this day, and just incredible people. I love them, and I had a great fucking childhood. I really did. It was a lot of video games and a lot of it was a lot of video games. Rabbits, automatic rifles, or bolt action? Bolt action, just because they're high risk, high reward. I like that. And I always feel like I have much more control with a bolt action. I'm trying, even though I do run in the trench or just run around like a fucking idiot, the automatics, at least in Verdun and Red Orchestra 2, just in my opinion, are not as good as a semi-auto rifle or even a bolt action for running around, because one shot, one kill is pretty good, or one shot, bleed to death, kill. Oh, Nautilus Shell asks. Okay, you got the weirdest intro, dude. I was wondering if you were planning on doing videos other than Let's Plays. In the future, yes. Right now, it's mainly going to be me and myself playing video games. I love board games. I know you mentioned board games in there. I fucking love board games. But the sad truth is, I don't have a ton of friends who are into that same stuff in like the physical realm, like here around me, like my friends right here. In the future, I definitely want to start playing board games, especially with friends, or, well, I think it kind of had to be with friends. Unless you were playing with enemies, then that'd be kind of weird. But yes, I definitely want to do some more stuff like that in the future. But right now, it's going to be all is the gaming. Mr. Dylan Gagnon, have you thought about playing Arma or DayZ? I have played Arma. It was very fucking infuriating because I even played a game like Squad. It's awesome. Arma's awesome. Squad is awesome. But they're just too slow paced for me. I don't really have the patience for it. I haven't played DayZ, but if I had a whole day to set aside to playing these games, I think I'd play them. But it'd be tough for me to make the kind of video that I want out of these. But I'm not saying I'm not going to play them, but it's very slow paced for me. And you know how fucking impatient I am. I'm the guy who runs into a fucking trench with a knife out and gets shot 50 times, but it's fun, god damn it. Alrighty, Senor Mason has the final question before. There's two major questions I'm going to end with that a lot of you are probably wanting to know the answer to. If you had 3 wishes, what would they be? Shit. I just had these in my mind like 10 seconds ago. Oh, shit balls. Okay, 1, I didn't have to sleep. That'd be fantastic. That'd be the best. I could make more videos. I could upload more videos. Oh, so many more things will be done. Fuck sleep. It sucks. It's good for you, but it sucks because it takes time. Fuck sleeping. Number 2 would be a new Game of Thrones episode every fucking week for the rest of my life. It ends, the finale is like the last day I'm on this earth, so I can witness the most glorious, longest fucking TV show in history. But the caveat, this is a wish, this is fantasy. Every single episode is just as good as the last 2 in season 6. It's fucking unreal, but it's a wish, goddammit. And number 3, yo, dude. 3 is, I'm gonna go a little hippie here. Everybody is happy, because we're all after the pursuit of happiness. We're all fucking looking for the pleasure. Ooh, wrong word choice. We're all trying to be happy. And my 3rd wish is for everyone to actually be happy, as long as it doesn't involve the harming of other people. Happiness is key, my friends. Here we fucking go. What does your name mean? From an Angry Brit 51 for the Q&A vid. So I'm going to try and answer this without rambling a shit ton. Where the hell do I start? Okay. So I believe I created the BreakTheVices name, not necessarily the channel, around April of 2014. That seems about right. Okay, so around that time, I was really getting into metalcore music and just metal music in general. Oh god. So one of my favorite songs at the time was called Vices. And also at that time, I had stomach ulcers and I was in the ER. Well, I wasn't in the ER, I was hospitalized for a week because I had these stomach ulcers that, thank God, I was with friends, but we're gonna go to some little festival at the college I was at, and my ulcers burst. They just fucking burst open, and it was the most searing pain of my life. This is a story for another time. I'll shorten it here. But basically, when I was in the hospital, I was kind of like, shit, like, I am laying in this fucking hospital, and I have done nothing to, like, leave behind. You know what I mean? I think we all have that moment where we realize, holy shit, like, I could have died, and what the fuck do I leave behind? and this is it's going in the most random direction. So I went home after that, and I was playing video games, recuperating and stuff. I'm like, okay, I need a new name here, because my old name was retired. I really wasn't into video games too much. Like, there was like this 2-year period, my first 2 years of college, where I kind of got away from it. Unfortunately, I missed a lot of great video games then. But I was like, okay, I need a new gamer tag, new fucking start. Here we go. And it ended up being BreakTheVices, because Vices was my favorite song at the time, and it was a song I listened to a lot when I was in the hospital. So I was like, fuck it, BreakTheVices. Hi, that's me. Once I had the name BreakTheVices, I created the YouTube channel a couple months later. I literally sat on the idea for making a YouTube channel for months, maybe even a year. I was like, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel, I'm gonna do it. I love this shit. I've been watching it since 2009. I've been watching YouTube really since what people say the golden age, when Hutch and Scene Anners were huge. Blame Truth, it was all the COD 4 and World at War stuff. Oh man, nostalgia. But I literally sat on it for months. And if you are the same way, if you're like, oh man, I don't want to create this YouTube channel, I'm afraid what people will think. When I was laying in the hospital and I didn't know like how long I was going to be in there, or if something was going to be like a lasting issue, or even if I was going to make it initially, because it was a really serious thing, I was just like, fuck what other people think, fuck what I'm trying to put up as a barrier. Just do what you want to do, as long as it doesn't harm somebody, of course. And just like, if you want to create a YouTube channel, fucking do it. Don't listen to other people. Doesn't matter what they think, because if you're doing something that you think is great and is making you happy, then fucking go for it. I'm sweating now. God damn it. Oh God, I am roasting. My voice is cracking. We're on the last question though. Mr. Adriano Gunzagugo, if I butchered that, I'm so sorry. What made you start YouTube? Q&A video. Okay, so, oh dear, where the fuck do I go from here? I guess the best place to start answering this question would be kind of where I left off. So, when I was in the hospital and I thought to myself, you know, if I go, something happens, I'm not leaving anything really behind. And I've always had the mindset that I want to impact as many people as I possibly can in a positive way, and entertain as many people as I possibly can. And when I made the YouTube channel, I was like, okay, I can make these videos. I can act like a fucking idiot, and this video could reach millions of people. And when I first started, I fell in love with just recording these games and acting like a fucking idiot, because it's fun. People will be like, oh, you're weird, you're weird. But it doesn't matter what the fuck people say, because if they want to judge you for being who you are, then they can go fuck themselves. But back on track here, I genuinely love making the YouTube videos, and you guys, when you started interacting with them and commenting and liking, I realized that this is something very, very real. And I want to create a community. When I first started, I want to create a community of like-minded people like us who love these games, and I want to create this community, a strong community where people can go when, oh, like something's wrong in my life and I'm not feeling too good, or I'm kind of sad, and they can watch these videos and be like, hey, that was entertaining, I'm feeling a little bit better. All I really want to do is just help bring a smile to someone's face, I guess. Create something that people enjoy and can make their day better because they watched this video. I'm not saying that, oh, my videos make everyone's day grand. I'm just saying that because they have the potential to do that, and that is something that's crazy to me, and I will never stop doing this because I genuinely love it. And it's, oh God, on kind of a larger scale thing, I visited my grandmother who has brain cancer, and she isn't doing very good. And I remember I went up to her, she was sleeping, and I said, I'll make you proud. And I promised her that, and that means so much to me now that I've kind of sat on it for a while. And I want to create something that does good, that helps provide change in some way, and I want to do something that entertains and makes as many people happy as possible. I'm rambling on here, but yeah, I started YouTube to answer the fucking question. I started YouTube to entertain as many people as I possibly can, and to create a community that we have right now, and a community that can grow and just impact this world in a good way. Okay, before I sweat a bucket of fucking sweat, I'm gonna end the Q&A here. I think it was like 46 questions, somewhere around there. I don't know, but it got a little serious at the end there. But seriously, I make these videos because I love to, and your support means the world to me. It really does. And the fact that 1,000 of you have subscribed to this channel is honestly beyond what I thought was possible when I first started, because it's like, nobody's watching, this is fun, but nobody's watching. And then it just fucking blew up, and it's where it is now. It's mind-boggling. Thank you guys so much, seriously. I say it at the end of every video, but I mean it. I really hope you guys enjoyed whatever this ends up being. It's gonna be fun as fuck to edit. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, but seriously, none of this Q&A wouldn't be possible if it weren't for you amazing people. Thank you, and continue to be your awesome self. I need an outro. I don't know what the fuck to say. Everyone says everything. You fantastic fuckers. No, that's a little much. Fuck it. Fuck it. Thank you for watching. That was fucking weird. I'm not doing that again. Thanks for watching. I am losing my mind. I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.